Hey everybody, this is Smokeymcdude with TGN. Hello everyone, this is SMD and this is my take on the 4.2 PvP spec for Death Knights. This is not me saying this is the most best spec to use or this is the Gladiator spec. This is me just giving you what I use and what I find works for me. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go straight into it. We're going to break it down for the spec. I have two specs, one for rated BGs and one for arena. Currently, I'm sitting in my arena spec, which is 831-2. So I'm going to give you an idea of what I am. As you can see, I'm currently dual wielding from my DK. My little Thor's flying around there. So I've took my standard. I'll give you some standards. 3 points in runic power mastery, guaranteed 30 more runic power. You're going to hit more frost strikes. Simple talent. You should already know about that. Icy reach increases the range of your icy touch and everything. Again, should know simple talents. Then we're coming to nerves of cold steel. Great talent. The reason why I went dual wield was one of the reasons for this talent is for the sole fact that it reduced my hit. The amount of hit I had to get, basically. So I can reforge all that excess hit into mastery, which increases my damage by a lot. Next one's Lichborn. You know what it does. It's a standard talent. If you don't, it basically just makes you immune to fears. Plus, you can heal yourself when you use it with Death Coil. On a Pale Horse reduces slows and things by 30%. Endless Winter, it reduces your runic power to 0 for your interrupt. Merciless Combat does more damage with your Howling Blast and Frost Strike when people below 35% health. Chill of the Grave, basically your Chains of Ice and Howling Blast give you more runic power, basically it gives you more Frost Strikes. Killing Machine, bread and butter, you gotta take it, it makes you OP. It's what makes DKs OP, seriously. Pillar of Frost, so it gives you more strength, gotta take it. Improved Icy Talons, you must take this, gives you more speed, more haste. Brittle Bones, your strength, more strength, and basically gives you 4% more damage against people that are infected with your Frost Fever. And as a Frost DK, you put out a lot more damage when this is on them. Chillblains, freezes your target for 3 seconds when using Chains of Ice, must take. Hungering Cold, freezes the targets in place. Not as good as it used to be, but still, you have to take it to get Howling Blast. So, Threat of the Thracian, which is a great talent. Dual wielding, your Death Strikes obliterate Plague Strikes, Rune Strikes, Blood Strikes, Frost Strikes. They have a 100% chance to also deal damage with the offhand. Again, a lot more damage. And of course, Howling Blast puts out a ridiculous amount of damage at level 85 when you mix it with Mastery. So, in this spec, this is my arena one. I only took 2 points in Unholy Command. Which basically gives me 10 seconds off my death grip and a 100% chance to refresh my death grip when I kill the target. And so we move into blood. I took 3 in Bladed Barrier. The reason for this is DKs tend to get targeted a lot in arena and smushed. So I took this for the more, basically gives me 6% mitigation of damage when I have Blade Barrier up, which basically means when my blood runes are on cooldown. I got Bladed Armor, which gives me more armor. Sorry, no it doesn't. It gives me more attack power per armor that I have. It used to be 8, I believe, and now it's only 6, but yeah. And of course, Hand of Doom, which reduces my Strangulate ability by 60 seconds, giving me a 1 minute Strangulate, allowing me to do 2 in the time it would normally take to do 1 if I was in a different spec. So that's my arena spec. Right, I'm going to give you my other spec, which is my Ready BG one. Frost, exactly the same. Blood, I took 3 points in Bladed Armor. I got 2 points in Unholy Command. I got 3 points in Virulence, increasing my damage by my diseases by 30%. And I got 2 points in Desecration, which basically slows any target that's in Desecration when I do a Necrotic Strike. So this is basically to slow the tank down or anything, slow people down when I'm doing Ready BGs. Glyphs, my glyphs are exactly the same for both specs. Frost Strike reduces the runic power of your Frost Strike, allowing you to do more. Howling Blast now inflicts the target with Frost Fever, basically so you don't have to use Icy Touch. Glyph of Icy Touch increases your Frost Fever's damage by 20%, which is ridiculous, I think. AMS increases your anti-magic shell. Glyph of Hungering Cold makes it so your Hungering Cold doesn't require any runic power, and Glyph of Strangulate gives you an extra 2 seconds on your Strangulate when you're basically, gives you some extra strangler when they're casting a spell. It's always good because I usually tend to use it on a healer when they're casting a spell. So that's basically that for my spec. Glyphs that you've already seen. Basically, the next thing I'm going to give you is my gear layout and what I've reforged. You want to get 5% hit, but when you're dual wielding, that 5% hit is so easy to get. It's ridiculously easy to get. You get 3% straight off. So, as you can see, I've basically changed everything to mastery. The head already had mastery. The neck now has mastery from hit. Shoulders now have mastery from expertise. Back already had mastery. Mastery, mastery, mastery. Everything's got mastery. So basically, everything, just reforge it to mastery. Just make sure you got the 5% hit and you're all good. Right. That's basically for reforging. Gemming. This is where a debate about. People say, oh, you've got a gem for Brazil, strength Brazil. I don't find the point. I really don't. I'm on 3.7k right now, resilience. It's 3,697 resilience, which provides 37.47 damage reduction, which I find is more than enough for me at the moment. All my gems, my meta gem, 54 strength, 3% increased damage. My shoulders, 20 strength mastery, and everything is 40 strength, 67 resil gem. I did put that in because I'll tell you later. Again, 67 resil gem in there. You need to put spell pen gems in your gear because you want to hit the cap, which is basically a 205 cap or 195 cap, I think. So you want to get some spell penetration gems in your gear. I'm basically got 20 strength, 20 mastery, 20 strength, 20 mastery, 20 strength, 20 mastery, 20 mastery, 30 stamina for the blue socket there. 20 strength, 20 mastery, and again, mastery, mastery, mastery. Just everywhere mastery. This basically put me up to 16.51 in mastery, giving me a 33% more frost damage, which is ridiculous. You hit so hard. So the reason I had to put some resilience gems in these is because I've just picked up the new trinket, the apparatus of Chazgarath, and this trinket literally is a must for DKs. It costs you quite a bit if you have to buy it, but it is a must for a frost DK. It boosts your freaking mastery by so much. I mean, when I use it, I go from 33% frost damage to 61% frost damage. And it just makes everything hit ridiculously hard. Other than that, I'm dual wield, of course, and my enchants are standard, 60 strength, 35 resil on the helm, 50 strength, 25 resil on the shoulders, 70 spell pen on the back to get the 205, 40 resil on the chest, 50 strength on the bracers, 65 mastery on the gloves, 190 attack power on the pants and 55 crit, 50 mastery on the boots, and weapons I'm using Rune of the Fallen Crusader on my main hand, and I'm using Razor Ice on my offhand. Reason I'm using Razor Ice, it basically gives you 10% more frost vulnerability to the target. So that's everything that you get there basically, and that's all you need. For my macros at the moment, I've upgraded a few macros. My DPS macro, okay, so this is my DPS macro. It uses my Ruthless Gladiator's Badge of Victory. It uses my Pillar of Frost, which increases my damage by 20%. 20% strength, sorry. I use Cast Raise Dead, so I get my goal up. And now it also uses my other trinket, my Apparatus of Chazgarath, or AOK, as I call it, because it is AOK. So the AOK basically procs when I get 5 stacks. So I usually use this Berserk macro when I get 5 stacks. And that's when I start hitting people for like 35, 40k, and it's just retarded. I have some focus macros now. I have a Death Grip focus macro, which... I have my healing macro, which is Death Pact and Raise Dead. Or the other way around, Raise Dead and Death Pact. I need to fix that. That's a bit bugged. I have basically my focus Death Grip macro, which is target my focus, Death Grip them over, and Chains of Ice. I use this for peeling against my healers. I got my focus Silence, which is basically my target focus, Death Grips them over, and strangulates that target. Got my self heal macro, which is cast Lichborn, cast target player, cast Death Coil, which heals me. And that's basically all the macros I'm currently using in my entire gear at the moment. What I am messing around with at the moment is I also have on my Necrotic Strike, my Howling Blast, and Frost Strike. Every one of those is macro to Horn of Winter. So basically, if the 20-second, because it's free 10 runic power, and you might as well do it. It still gives you more damage if you macro it to all your abilities, because it'll just buff you in the middle of a fight. It never runs off, and you still do more damage. I don't think I need to tell you about anything else. So let's just double check. So we got Spec, Glyphs, Enchanting, Gemming, and Reforging, and I did it all in like 12 minutes. So guys, I gave you a quick breakdown. I might do an in-depth guide later. If you want to know rotation, I just do priority rotation. I inflect them with an outbreak. I cut a couple of necrotics on to use the unholy runes. Then I spam Howling Blast. If I get a killing machine proc, I use Frost Strike. If Howling Blast and Necrotic Strike are on cooldown, I will then use a Frost Strike if it's not, even if I don't have the killing machine proc. But you just gotta manage your runic power as much as possible. But I tell you, macroing Horn of Winter to your abilities does give you that extra 10 runic power every 20 seconds, which can help in a long fight. 10 runic power, it all builds up. It all gives you more, more stuff, and it's everything you need to take is just there. So I hope this guide's been a bit good for you. I just made a quick one because, to be honest, there's not much that you really need to know. Spec, Glyphs, Reforge, Gemming, Enchanting. It's all there, one video. I don't see the point in breaking it down, telling you why you need to do it. This is my version of the spec, and my version of gearing my player up. All I will tell you right now, definitely get this trinket. It's A-OK. Get the A-OK and you'll be freaking owning people, because it is OP. So yeah, guys, check my channel out, which is youtube.com/Smokeymcdude. Check my live stream out, which is now www.twitch.tv/Smokeymcdude. Yeah, that's right. I'll put links in the bottom of the video in the description. So yeah, click that, visit my channel, and thanks for watching, guys. And don't flame me, please. I love you. Okay, guys. I'm gonna be bringing a lot more videos. My 3s, 5s, and 2s, and RBGs have took a break for a week, but hopefully I'll be bringing you some videos, and I hope you guys enjoy them. So guys, I'll see you again. Thanks for watching, and SMD out, guys.